Yeah, man, we just rolling. We're just rolling. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about GRETA, what my experience has been after almost 2 months of owning the vehicle, and what I'm doing with it or why I'm selling it. Now, there's other videos still coming out on this truck that I haven't had the opportunity to edit and put together yet. I've been extremely busy and there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, namely that the having the 3500 Silverado, having the big Chevy truck, I kind of don't need this, and it is so nice with how nice the interior is now that all the stupid stuff is deleted off of it. It runs and drives perfectly, that I figured I'd give somebody a decent deal and sell it. Now, I'm going to have, there's some different reviews. I don't know what order these videos are going to come in, so you may have already seen, the videos of like my review on AutoNation and my review on car trackers and CarMax and everything else. Now, you guys know I have a relationship with CarMax. They did sponsor the Teddy Roosevelt. So I know you guys would think automatically he's taken the car to CarMax to find out how much it's worth. And I did, and you may have already seen that video. Again, I don't know what order these are going to come out in. But basically, I was going to talk about owning this truck and the some of the issues or complaints that people have about this thing. All right, so complaint number one is, oh, it feels like the power steering is going bad. No. In these X5s, you have to understand that this thing still sits up kind of high as an SUV, even though it kind of drives like a car. And when you have a sports model or something that has as much torque as this or can go fast, which this thing can do, you know, if you have this thing deleted and tuned the right way, they call this thing a track hawk killer for a reason. It's fast. Here's the thing. The issue comes into play when people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, basically, all right? And what I mean by that is, when you have somebody that says, oh, the steering is stiff, yes, the BMW did that on purpose so that when you're on a highway or driving on something at a high rate of speed, you don't do this really quick and then bloop, flip the vehicle. That's literally what that was for. And it's easier to steer like at a dead stop. It's not hard for me to steer this, but it's stiffer than a regular vehicle. BMWs, by the way, back in the day, I know the newer ones like my G30 I could steer with my finger, they were all stiff. They called it the ultimate driving machine for a reason. You felt things like the road and you felt more connected to the vehicle. So there is that. Outside of that, I think it's just the torque, or in the mornings, and I guess, like, I've been on the forums, everybody has pretty much the same thing to say. Like, when you're first driving this thing in the morning, it has a General Motors transmission, in case you didn't know that. They all do. They're manufactured here in the United States. And these X5s are. And the thing with the transmission is, first thing in the morning, when you're going, it'll hold first gear for a minute, and then when it finally does shift to second or third or whatever it is, it's kind of like it'll like throw you back in your seat, like a hard thump. So there is that. But overall, I can't, I don't personally have any complaints for how this thing has performed. I guess I have nothing but positives. I mean, if you can get one of these that are diesel, the fuel savings, granted, diesel for me here is now up to $5.25 a gallon. So obviously it's not as cheap as gas now. But it is on par or slightly cheaper than premium, and that's about what you'd be paying to put premium into a gas version of this. So, you know, I'm averaging mid-20s, like 25, 26 miles to the gallon, and in the gas version of this, I'd be averaging like maybe 17, 18 if I was lucky, 21 on the highway, when this thing gets almost 30 or more on the highway, again, depending on your driving. So if you could pick up one of these, they're a great vehicle, man. The biggest issue is that emissions bullshit, the DPF, the EGR cooler. You can just delete all that, the swirl flaps, cap all that stuff off, tune it, and you literally have a truck. Like, this thing has 115,000 miles on it currently. You literally have a truck that you could drive for 150 to 200,000 miles, maybe 300,000 miles before you'd really have to do anything like injectors or other stuff on them. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen on Facebook in the groups, like there's guys that have these that are approaching 400,000 miles. You know, 2000, I think it was 2000, a guy had a 2011. So that's insane. So, highly recommend them. Outside of that, like, fit and finish, how does it stand up? I mean, you guys can see it. The fit and finish of this thing is really perfect. I mean, it's clean, it's clear, there's no cracks, no wear, and this thing was driven. It's not like it wasn't driven. It's got 115,000 miles on it. But, like, the seats are immaculate. Everything in this truck held up really well. I mean, outside the vehicle, I'm not a big fan of plastic fenders, but you guys know this right here. This is one of the coolest things. If you ever get like hit or somebody does something with these are awesome because they're plastic. They're super easy to replace. Same thing, bumper covers. A lot of these parts are really plug and play. And because, like I said, it's built here in America, it's really easy to put together. The brakes are easy to do on these. Yeah, I got run flats. I'm not really a fan of these, but it is what it is. But overall, man, I can tell you this. I was pleasantly surprised and very happy with this SUV, and I would happily buy another diesel again. So there you guys have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. After a couple months, I recommend it. I love the truck. It was awesome. But I love my 3500 a little bit more. And I think it's time for GRETA to go on down the road. See y'all in the next one.